land will surely blind that person. That is my own stand. If you have any question more, I will wait for you to ask. God bless you.
Well, Chief, last time you were here, you made some statements and I asked some questions. I took you up on them, and then a lot of people felt that I shouldn't have done that. I should have just allowed you to say your piece. And I would prefer this time to toe that line and say to the people out there, we have had Prince JC Obidike and his position. He has clarified what he meant by indigenes and non-indigenes having power. He was speaking about Umweri specifically and also about Igbo land in general that last time. Chief, you still stand on that?
I still stand on that.
On Umweri and then the larger Igbo land there?
I made reference to Edo and Delta. I lived in Edo not less than 40 years now. Benin City precisely. Even the chief you have in Benin, before you are crowned a chief, the palace must know where you come from. And I tell you that this has been our tradition here. It has been our custom. It was people who claim to know it all that changed it.
Chief, one area I'm not, I have, I need help with in this is this. I think your position makes sense. It's logical and it is reasonable. But you recognize that even today, when science has made it not only possible but easy to determine the paternity of a child, our people still do not embrace that, the opportunity that technology has given to identify the paternity of a child. And you agree, I think you have already said it also, that in the past we didn't have such technology, the ability to tell who actually is the biological father of a person. So how do you think that these ideas will be implemented? I think it's easy to ascertain the father that this person is going to be made a chief or made a king or made whatever, and there will be an investigation as to the family he comes from. That is easy enough. But once he has said, I am the son of so-so, and there are witnesses when this child was born in the household of that man, and the man proclaimed him as his son and brought him up as his son, how are you going to identify whether it's his biological son or not?
Yeah, I thank you once again. The thing is,
if it was done in the past, how did they do it?
Yeah,
to identify that this person is the because what you are talking about is that it has to be the biological son of that person.
Yeah.
At that time, was there any technology for identifying who is the biological child of a person?
The technology that is most important is the technology of the conscience, where a man of the house knows that he is the man of the house. Before the new technology came in, our ancestors, somebody that is not sound health-wise, Bible, for example, told us about eunuch. An eunuch is a man that cannot pregnant a woman. And in those days, if a man knows that he cannot pregnant a woman, he will go to the head of the family to discuss with him. If there is any way they can help him, then they will go ahead. If there is no way, but I don't know, because talking about helping him is like sending him to early grave so that the brother will take over the wife. So it's not possible. Today, 1,001 people are challenging God. Some of these things are not ordinary. When mortal offense is committed, offense I mean sin, Bible recorded that there are sin that leaded to death. There are sin that leaded not to death. Though it still says all sin are sin, but there are sin that leaded not to death. That is the way the Bible put it. First letter of John chapter 5, verse 7 down. What am I saying here? People will commit serious offense in those days. And because of the offense committed, like the one in 2 Samuel, where David and Saul fought, a soldier working for Samuel decided to decamp to David. And when he decamped, David forgave him. And he took permission from David that he was going home to go and let his parents know that he's no longer with Samuel. On his way, the soldiers of David, having got home, they told them that this so person, the warrior of Samuel, visited David. So they took offense and said that that man must be a spy. They started chasing him against the wish of David. So when they now finally got the man, they killed him on the way. Somebody that David has ordered to go and see his parents and come back and join him. Do you know the Bible recorded that because of that offense of killing that man, David caused the people that killed the man, his own soldiers, he caused his lineage. So in those days, when somebody commits serious offense, somebody will curse them, or the God of the land will curse them. Sometimes it includes barrenness. Sometimes it includes being an eunuch. If it's a woman that is not going to bear a child, if it's a man that is not going to pregnant a woman, these are the authorities, like the David did in the Bible. In the case of David, he used the word gonorrhea. That's the only place you see gonorrhea in the Bible. He cursed them. He said they will suffer gonorrhea, and that the children, their men, will be like women. Okay, let me put it this way, that a man has been cursed and the solution has not been found. That man died. The curse followed the lineage. One of his child or two of his children became eunuch, that they cannot pregnant a woman. It is a sign for the living in those days to start asking questions. Why is this in this lineage? Who has caused this thing? Why is God angry with me or with you or with whoever that cannot pregnant a woman? Then it serves as a sign for them to sit up and ask questions and then do atonement or repentance. But today in our own land, Umueri, it's no longer like that. A man discovers that he cannot pregnant a woman. All he does is to continue marrying those who have gotten children, encouraging prostitution. A woman that has 3 children or more than that, boys mainly, the man will go and pay dowry, carry the woman home. Some will marry 3, 4, 5, 6, more than. Children will fool everywhere, but it's never a biological father of anyone. So what is he doing? Telling God that he has found solution to his decision. The question now is, those children that they're born from left and right, boys, men, are they going to remain in the family of the man alone? If that is what they are going to do, it's okay by them. But where I have my concern is that the same people you know that their father is an eunuch that cannot pregnant a woman, goes around, marry these people, bring them home, train them. If you like, become a medical doctor. It is you and your home, you and your family. The concern here is ife lụrụ alụ adachi obodo nwa lụrụ alụ. Deuteronomy chapter 23. Deuteronomy chapter 23. The Bible forbid them from entering the congregation of God. Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 1, 2, 3. In fact, the Bible called them bastard children. Ụmụaka na-enwero nna, ụmụ nwoke na-enwero nna. How can they now come up to say they are leading in a community of a Levite, onye isi nchụaja, onye odibo? Kulunu milo isa anya. That is the cause of the problem you have anywhere we go. And this land will not be settled until we face them out, fish them out, and then, I'm not saying chase them away. They will be in their compound. But they are not to lead in Umueri land. Either in the community as a clan, or community as a, whatever, center, tell it whatever. These people are not, and you that is hearing me, you know what I'm talking. You know. Because there are people who took oath in this land that they will never lead. There are people captured in war in this land who fought to clear Umueri in this land years back. Where they settled, it was a joint effort before our community chased them away. So those of them that ran away entered into different communities where they were saved. Many of them were given oath never to come and serve in public as a leader. It's not only here, it's like that in the land of Israel. Today now, some of them have become great leaders. The question is, what happened to that oath that they took, their forefathers took? Another question is, who has turned the table upside down? Do you meet it like that, or you formed it and you told us it does not matter? And who told you that it does not matter? Igbo man will say, Mbiambia adaro pewu opanu. So, if you know how you are involved in spoiling the land of Umueri, the land of Umueri will judge you